this far away from home and for this long, and it really teaches you responsibility.
I've made a lot of new friends.
I'm having the time of my life. I'm learning a lot. It's an incredible experience.
I think it's probably the best experience I've had in my life.
I love that the students get the opportunity to visit other countries, see other cultures, and experience a life that's different than their own.
Wouldn't it be amazing if learning were that exciting every day? I can assure you, next summer, on your 20-day European Heritage Program throughout 7 countries in Europe, whether it's on the Alpine course in Austria, where your heart is beating, actually pounding, or it's from atop the Eiffel Tower, where you are taking in the sights of Paris, France, or as you move that bookcase and climb those stairs where Anne Frank and her family sought refuge during World War II, you will learn from your experiences through the eyes of people to people. Thank you for welcoming me here today. My name is Alex Lee. You may have been expecting Mike Kapka, but he became the proud father of child number 4 just a few days ago, so he is still back in Washington enjoying his little bundle. I am excited to be here as a former teacher, a member of my local school board in Spokane, Washington, and most importantly, the proud mother of 2 boys. I know how most of you parents in this room are feeling right now. You're wondering, first of all, can I go to Europe next summer to 7 countries? Unfortunately, the answer is no. And most importantly, you want to take the most precious person in the world for 20 days, how are you going to keep my child safe? I assure you, over the next hour, I will answer many of those questions. For those of you that are in the room, please hold your questions and I'll be available as long as you need me after. And for those of you that we're welcoming at home, there's a chat function in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen where you can go ahead and contact someone in our national office. We're excited to have you. Last summer, I spent 3 weeks in Australia with 40 delegates who were strangers to me just 3 weeks before. And as we were sitting at the Sydney airport, playing cards, anticipating reuniting with our family back home, a young lady by the name of Carly looked up at me and she said, "Alex, I have never spent this much money on anything in my entire life." And I kind of looked at her and she said, "But the friends that I made on this program, the 3,000 pictures I have," yes, I'm not kidding parents, 3,000 pictures planned on multiple SD cards, "and the academic credit that I earned while traveling on this trip are timeless." Carly's unintentional statement gave me shivers because I realized at the young age of 13, she realized the value of an experience. Next summer, you are invited to have that same experience with People to People. And while you've been asked to be here today to learn a little bit more about our program, you have not yet been selected to be one of those 40 students traveling with us, landing in England, France, traveling throughout Europe, and returning home from Zurich, Switzerland. We have some special guests we're going to hear from today. If you are an alumni traveler in the room, that means you have traveled on one of our People to People programs. Would you please raise your hand? Nice. And if you are the parents of any of those alumni and you didn't get to travel, but you got to live vicariously through them, would you raise your hand? Great to hear from you all. We look forward to hearing from those alumni and their parents who were sitting right where you were a year ago. We also have some other outstanding guests. Our leadership team. Teachers, would you raise your hand? There they are. It's a rowdy group. Give them a round. Thank you. We will go ahead and we will invite the leaders that will be assigned to this group of 40 students from Westchester and Rockland to come up here, and you'll have an opportunity to hear a little bit from them directly. 10 years ago, there were no smartphones. Facebook did not exist. A pound sign was simply a pound sign, not a hashtag. Selfies, that actually wasn't a word in the dictionary, let alone an image. Now, I think we would all agree that all of those things help us stay connected, right? Connected with other people all around the world. But none of those things help us build relationships. Dwight D. Eisenhower served as Supreme Allied Commander in World War II, and he saw horrific things. Upon becoming President of the United States, he decided, you know what? We can't leave it up to governments. We can't leave it up to nations. We ourselves have to create relationships with other countries and other people in the world. So please join me in taking a short look at a video of how people to people originated and where we're going.
Ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of this meeting is the most worthwhile purpose there is in the world today: to help build the road to peace.
It all started with a president. Dwight D. Eisenhower was chosen as Supreme Allied Commander during World War II and served as President of the United States during the Cold War. The vision of a more peaceful world became the defining theme of his presidency.
But I am talking about the exchange of professors and students and executives, the providing of technical assistance and the ordinary traveler abroad. In this way, I believe, is the truest path to peace.
Eisenhower believed that people-to-people interactions were the solution to world peace and the success of all world citizens. The people-to-people movement was born out of this great vision and lives on today through people-to-people ambassador programs. Since the 1960s, more than 500,000 ambassadors have traveled on the educational adventure of a lifetime.
Students have to step outside their comfort zone. The team building activities they do, it equips the students with personal empowerment that they will take with them in whatever situation, work situation, school situation. It makes them in control of their life.
They're unique individuals who share a passion for getting out into the world and making it a better place. As an ambassador, you'll experience the world with eyes wide open, going to places the average student trip can't. You'll experience iconic destinations, explore new cultures and local customs, and gain an academic edge, all while having the time of your life.
Welcome people to Bristol, England.
We'd like to welcome our American friends here.
People to people, welcome to Greece.
Welcome to Paris. Hope you'll enjoy your stay.
Welcome to Japan, people to people.
Ambassadors have endless opportunities to see the world. Students gain confidence and maturity through months of pre-travel preparation and by taking part in unique activities on the program, like rappelling down a castle wall in Wales, living like a member of another culture in Fiji, and taking part in a robotics challenge at a top American university. You are heading into a world where your friends and coworkers will be from all around the globe. Building an awareness of the world is essential for success in our fast-moving global society.
So you have an obligation to be good citizens, an obligation to learn all you can, an obligation to get ready for the world that we're going to bequeath to you in the not-too-distant future.
I salute you as well for exercising your convictions not just at the keyboard, but in programs like People to People.
Today, success in getting into college and advancing in your chosen career requires new 21st century skills and the ability to think beyond our borders.
We're always looking for students who have pursued academic enrichment programs programs that take them outside of the classroom, outside of their community, and really introduce them to other academic outings.
Ambassador programs are designed to give you an academic edge. They're even led by educational professionals who make the most of each learning opportunity. These teacher leaders are also an important part of our industry-leading approach to safety. With GPS tracking, extensive training for leaders and students, and dedicated staff on call 24/7, we set a high standard for travel safety.
We are very, very serious about the safety of our children. It's the #1 foremost thing.
Rest assured, you're in good hands with People to People. They've been traveling students for over 50 years. They know what they're doing.
Every continent, country, and city brings new adventures, friendships, and experiences that you'll take with you for the rest of your life.
To the young people who are here tonight, I ask you to go forward and always remember that we're citizens in the truest sense of the word, not just of this country, but of this precious planet.
Your people-to-people experience will not only make a difference in your life, but can actually change the world. Learn what it means to be a global citizen through unique and rewarding service projects. In 2014, ambassadors earned more than 120,000 service learning hours. Join students just like you and make an impact around the world.
We are at the east coast of Japan where the tsunami hit last year.
Seeing everyone work together, digging in the sand to get out debris or like logs, and knowing that like you touched these people's lives just as much as they touched yours. It's just an amazing feeling of accomplishment.
Over the next several months, you will see and learn more about the world than most people will in a lifetime. Each day of your ambassador experience will bring new adventures as you explore places you've only dreamed of.
We are at the top of Machu Picchu. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I still can't believe that I'm here.
The time is now, the choice is yours. As a people-to-people ambassador, your world will change forever. So the only question left is, are you ready?
There is no more important work than that which we are asking you to participate. Thank you very much for your time.
Are you ready to change your world and yourself? Before we speak specifically about your European Heritage Program next summer, I'd like to speak to you parents about our commitment to keep your children safe while they're traveling. At People to People, we've traveled over 500,000 students over the past 50 years. And there are 3 pillars in which our safety program is built on. The first is preparation, the second is supervision, and the third is support. And in a moment, we'll have a chance to hear from some of the parents specifically about those. But right now, I'd like to begin with preparation. See, it's not about the day that you drive your child to JFK and give them a big hug and say, have a great time. The preparation begins today with you sitting in this room, considering this opportunity. Upon their interview with a teacher, they will begin orientation meetings. They will have an opportunity over the next 8 months to meet with their delegation, the other traveling students, while you as moms and dads will have an opportunity to meet with other parents. In addition to the orientation meetings, they'll be doing some online education so that they are prepared for all of the destinations that they will be experiencing. In addition to our preparation and our orientation meetings, at People to People, our national office works with the State Department, the World Health Organization, and our overseas partners to ensure that all of the places we are traveling students are safe and prepared for us. Finally, in addition to the orientation meetings and our partnership with worldwide organizations, every student that travels on our program travels with a medical insurance policy. In the unlikely event that they would need medical coverage while they are abroad, we ensure that that is available to them. The second pillar of our safety is supervision. Now, moms and dads, if you're anything like me, You know where your child is at every single moment of the day. We ensure that you have that same experience even while they are in Europe. 45 days before they leave, you will receive a custom itinerary with all of the activities, all of the accommodations, and contact information. In addition to the supervision that you'll be doing at home via Facebook, okay, now you're thinking Alex is talking about Facebook. Let me tell you why. Every night when your leaders and your kids make it back to their accommodations, they rush to connect to the internet and they post pictures. And you're going to see your son or daughter taking a bite of escargot. For those of you kids that don't know, that's snails, and garlic makes everything better. You will see your son or daughter giving you a thumbs up. You will see your son or daughter laughing. If you have sons like me, you'll see that your son actually changed his clothes while he's on program. So while we're talking about supervision, Facebook actually does come into play, because I can assure you, you'll be setting your alarm next summer for the middle of the night to wake up and check those posts. In addition, People to People travels with a national ratio of 10 students to 1 leader. So beyond the 4 teachers from the Westchester and Rockland area that will be traveling with your students next summer, they also have what we refer to as a delegation manager. Now, this delegation manager is unbelievable. His or her job is actually to handle all of the logistics. So they call ahead to all the restaurants before our group arrives. If we have any student on our program that has a dietary concern or a medical issue regarding that, they ensure that there's something prepared and waiting for them. This delegation manager is usually native to the countries that we're visiting and often exposes the kids to things that you as parents could not expose them to if you were traveling on a family vacation. They share their customs, they share their traditions, they share firsthand stories about what it was like to be born and raised in the Netherlands or in Belgium. Finally, in addition to the 4 teachers and the delegation manager that travels, one of the most important people on the entire trip is the motor coach driver. And you all might be looking at me thinking, really? Let me tell you why. His or her job is to have that private motor coach that's often referred to as a rock star bus that has super comfy seats and air conditioning. They often blast songs. Your kids are going to come home wanting to download all sorts of songs from Europe. They are exactly where they need to be the second your children walk out of the Louvre. They don't have to walk 5 or 6 blocks and wind through a whole bunch of stuff. They are there, anticipating their arrival, waiting for them. In addition to the supervision between the teachers and the delegation manager and the motor coach driver, our final pillar is support. By support, let me tell you what that means to you. All of our leaders that travel on our program travel with an international GPS cell phone. This smartphone can track them wherever they are on program. So if you're at home and you set your alarm and you wake up to look at Facebook and you don't see a picture of your son or daughter, you can pick up that phone and you can call our national office, where 24 hours a day, 7 days a week during the travel season, we have a team of people standing by to answer your call. We have a team of people that will then get in touch with your leader to say to your child, hey, I bought you that international cell phone package. Please call me. I'd like to hear from you. In addition to the support for our 24-hour, 7-day-a-week national office, you will have a very excited and tired child when they come home. These teachers do an outstanding job of building a relationship with your kids so that when they're on program, they'll be able to tell them, hey, contact your mom. Hey, contact your dad. Because you will have spent the 8 months leading up to at the orientation meetings. So while I can stand up here and tell you about the preparation and the supervision and the support that we offer at People to People, I would like to let you know that the safety actually begins with our leaders. So I'd like to begin by introducing Tammy Tavarone. Give her a round of applause. And the rest of the leaders, if you'd make your way up here, please. Okay, leaders, you can't hide. Round up this way. Here we go. Here you go, Tammy.
Hi everyone. How are you? Great. So I'm so excited to have everyone here. I'm actually the area director. I oversee all the delegations going out of Long Island, Westchester, and Rockland. Some of my fabulous leaders. We're going to round up a couple more. Today's a very special day for me because today's my reunion party, actually, and our info meeting. So these are all my alumni that traveled with me last summer to Australia. Very exciting. So I've been with the program for, this is my 3rd year. First year I did a 5th and 6th grade group to England and France. Some of my alumni are here. And then this summer I did Australia. Alumni again, they followed up with me. And then this summer, 2015, I will be traveling to South Africa. Awesome. So I love the program. You know, my biggest thing is that keeping in contact with the parents during travel. You can ask any of my parents. I probably posted between me, Roberto's my other leader, Eileen, 3,000 pictures on Facebook for families to see. Loved it. Videos, pictures, everything. So there really wasn't a moment when you didn't know what your kid was doing. And, you know, I'd get a message, hey, where's, I don't know, Victoria? And I'd post a picture, you know, to make it a great experience for everybody. And that's something I try to pass along onto my leaders. I do train about 50 teachers that go out of this area, Rockland and Long Island. And a big thing that I pass along to them is creating those bonds, creating those relationships. And for most of you, this is new. And you're like, what is this whole thing, you know? And you're trying to understand. But I guarantee that, you know, Amy, she's one of our primaries this year for the high school. She will become the mother, the aunt, the friend, whatever you need, and we all become one big family, and that's what I love the most about People to People, and I thank you all for coming, so I'm going to introduce you to some of the other leaders. Do you need this?
Okay, come on this way so you can be in the light, please. Yes. No, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, my name is Roberta Stranka, and I have the best summer job in the world. This is my 18th year with People to People, and I've seen the world. I've sent my own daughters. It's an absolutely amazing program. I have students now who go back on, they go to college in some of these countries I go to. Some of my former students are now leaders. And it's just a fabulous thing. And if you can do this for your child, you will never regret it. And I hope you can do this. Thank you.
Thank you, Roberta. Come on over this way.
Hi, my name is Amy Rosenthal. I teach in South Orangetown. I love this program so much. I had knee surgery yesterday and didn't want to miss it, even though they told me to stay home and rest. So, I think that I found out about the program from students in my school who said, you travel all the time, you would love it, and everything they said was true. 32 of my 34 students this summer came over their fears and rappelled over 100 feet down a 600-year-old tower, and I went with them. So it's a great program if you can manage it.
Thank you. Next up.
Hi, my name is Rhonda Brooks. I'm a retired school social worker, but I've been traveling with People to People. This will be my 6th year. I've been to Europe 3 times. I've been to China. I've been to Australia. All these amazing places that I never thought I'd get to see. And the most amazing part for me is seeing how the kids come together and become a family. I had a kid on one delegation who, on the way home, she said to the other kids, let's dump all our friends at home and just stay friends forever. And they still stay friends. That was 2 years ago we traveled, and they still get together every weekend. About 15 or 16 of them have stayed friends forever. So it's a really wonderful program. It's safe, it's fun, it's awesome. Don't miss out.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Brian Boyd. I work in the Yonkers Public Schools. I've been with the People to People program for 14 years now. I know I see a couple of my former students here in the audience, and just a quick story about a student who I took this past summer. The brother came to the last meeting, a couple of meetings actually, and I said, well, you're going to be next, you're going to be next. And he's always, no, it's not for me, until his sister came home and told him what an amazing time she had. So the brother's going to sign up today to go with the junior high school program. I wouldn't be part of a program that if it wasn't safe for your student, for your child, and it's just an overall great experience. for the student, and you'll live through the student once they get home. It is truly an amazing, amazing program. Thank you.
Thank you. And this is a man that I actually met on Daydream Island in Australia last year. So imagine my surprise when I walked into school today and I saw him standing here. Just goes to show how small the world actually is.
We actually were on a ferry to the Great Barrier Reef, and I bumped into her. My name's Glenn Spiegelman. I teach in South Orangetown Middle School, and I'm a big fan of traveling. I've been traveling many summers since I've been teaching. I've been involved with people the last 3 summers, and it's a phenomenal experience. And my philosophy is traveling is the best education a child can receive. Hopefully you'll have that opportunity.
Hi, my name is Eileen Carter. I'm from Long Island. I've been to people to people for 3 years, and I have to say, just the itineraries that they put together, the experiences are phenomenal. The kids that we travel with, we become like one big family, and we have just so much fun. You meet so many people, and they just mature and just become like great people to be with. And they also learn how to do their laundry.
Thank you. Tim, thank you. You got stuck out there registering.
Yeah, sorry. Hola a todos. Hello, everyone. Muy buenas tardes. My name is Tim Montalvo. I'm a K-8 Spanish teacher over at Iona Prep Lower School. Where are my boys at? Awesome. You're a lot louder in class. This is my first year working to people. I'm going to be leading the Canada trip for grades 5 and 6. But overall, if there are any questions, especially for those of us hablamos español, puedo ayudarte con eso. And for all our people at home, también si hablas español, puedes chatear con nosotros en español y te van a responder, no te preocupes. All right? Sorry about that, guys. I was a student ambassador myself. This is my first year as a leader, but it's great to finally come full circle. I matured so much as a student ambassador. I did it my sophomore year. I wish I had done it earlier. And it was definitely a great experience. 2 weekends ago, my group, we actually met up and it's been around 8-10 years since my trip. So we still keep in contact, lifelong friends. Definitely something to look forward to, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you, Tim. And our final.
Hi, I'm Jen Masseri. I teach at the Ursuline School. I teach middle school and high school science, and I traveled with People to People last year to Italy, France, and England. And this year I'll be leading the middle school trip. And one of my favorite things about People to People was last year on the trip, just seeing the faces of students when they get to see like icons and places that they have only read about, and just to see them like light up. And this is a real place. That was one of the most exciting things for me, to see how much they really enjoyed the traveling. So I had a great time last year, and I'm looking forward to working with you this year.
Thank you. And Jen, would you wait for just a minute? Where's Amy? Did she go sit down on her? No problem. So if you could just, Amy would raise her hand. She is actually leading the high school delegation this year. You will be having an interview with Amy if you are a high school student and would like to pursue this opportunity. And if you are a junior high student, you will be interviewing with this lovely teacher, Jen. If you are interested in the South Africa or the Costa Rica program that is also leaving from this area, you will be interviewing with Tammy. So see, none of them look terribly intimidating. You all passed the handshake test as you walked in here already. So we'll discuss that when we get to the application in just a bit. Join me in one more round of applause for these outstanding leaders. Thank you. Next up, if you have ever traveled on a people-to-people program, even if it was way back in 1962, would you please raise your hand? Okay. And if you are the parent of someone who has traveled on a people-to-people program, would you raise your hand? Now we know where you're sitting. Stand up and come on up. Oh, yes. Yes. Yes, I saw your hand go up, ma'am. Uh-huh. You're not getting out of here. Okay, students, all the way down. As you can tell, those of you at home, we have a pretty packed house here with alumni students. Oh my goodness. Okay, students, step forward. And the parents of those students, please stand behind. Okay, so if you all could move down here a little bit more, we'll do kind of two. All right, we're going to try to make Go down and so we can hear from everyone. Because as you sit here in this room, all of these students and all of these parents were exactly where you were. And they were contemplating this opportunity, and they were thinking about the academic advantage it would give their child and the experience. So I'd like to hear from them, first of all, your name and one absolutely amazing thing you did on the program.
Hi, my name is Bianca Byrne. I went on the Australian Venture last year, and probably, I can't actually choose anything that I did, but everything was really cool because we went all the way from Cairns down to Sydney, and it was absolutely amazing no matter where you went. So I can't choose anything. I don't know what's my favorite part.
All right, well, thank you very much. Next up.
Hi, my name is Kayla Benavides. I went on the Australian Adventure, and I think honestly my favorite part out of everything was the we went like grappling down a like cliffside, and it was like rappelling. Thank you. We went rappelling down a cliffside, and it was kind of exciting and scary just to go down and think about, oh, this is nothing you ever get to do at home.
Wonderful, thank you. And who else went on the trip with you?
Sydney, which is right next to me, Bianca, and my brother Benny.
Her brother. That's who I was looking for. Thank you. Next, Sydney.
Hi, my name is Sydney Rose. I've traveled twice with People to People. I've been to England and France and the Australian Adventure.
And when you grow up, where do you want to go to college?
I want to go to Stanford for undergrad and then Georgetown for graduate.
Well, I think you're one step closer while you make your way around the world. Nice job. I noticed your socks. Good job, Sydney. Next.
Hi, my name is Cody Sutton. I went on the Australia trip last year, and I think my favorite part was meeting so many new people, and definitely the delegation manager. She was like so amazing. Christine was like the best, and she made it so special.
Wonderful. Thank you. Step this way. Okay.
Hi, my name is Phoebe Tates. I went on the Australian Adventure trip last year with People to People. And I think my favorite part was definitely getting to meet all these new people, and definitely our delegation manager. She was so much fun, and it's an experience I'll never forget.
Thank you. Step over this way.
Hi, my name's Eric Hammond, and I went on the Australian Venture in England and France, and my favorite part was surfing.
Surfing at Bondi Beach? Yeah. Unbelievable. Check that off your list.
Hi, my name is Pierce Hurd, and I went on the Australian Adventure trip last year. My favorite part would probably have to be snorkeling the Great Barrier Reef.
Fabulous. And I do have to call attention to his lanyard. At People to People, this is one of our safety protocols. They travel with a lanyard with their name and information on the back. And all the students tend to collect all these awesome pins from everywhere they've traveled. So I actually have an alumni pin for everyone who is here today that I will give you after the meeting.
Hi, I'm Victoria Alcure. I traveled to Australia last year, and then I went to England and France the year before. And my favorite part about the Australia trip was the homestay. And you might think that's scary at first. You're going into someone's house that you really don't know at first. But then, like the last day, you kind of don't want to leave when you're eating breakfast, and you just don't want to go.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Isabel Felizardo. Last summer, I went to Australia on the Australian Adventure trip, and before that, I went to England and France, which was amazing. And I traveled with a bunch of people over here, and my delegation leader, Tammy Tabarone. Yay! My favorite part of the trip was the full-on program, because we rappelled down a 100-foot cliff thing, yeah, and we broke a board, a 1-inch board. I swear I was so scared. I could just die right there.
You could feel your heart pounding? Yes. Does it pound when you even think about it right now? Yes. Yes. Thank you. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Ryan Hickson, and I went on the Australian Adventure trip last year. And my favorite part was probably the Great Barrier Reef, because we got to see things that you only see on TV.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Benny Benavides, and I have to say my favorite part was surfing, because that's something I've always wanted to try.
Thank you, Benny. Oh, she's got the giggles.
Hi, I'm Cassandra Schmoger. I went on the Australian adventure last year, and then the year before that, I went to England and France with Tammy both times. And my favorite part was probably meeting everyone and making memories that I still have to this day.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Jesse Dugan, and I went on the Australian adventure, and my favorite part of the trip was the farm stay.
Thank you, Jesse. The farm stay. Outstanding. Oh, we have one more alumni here. Go ahead.
Hi, my name's Una Moorhead, and I went on the Exploring Australia trip last year with Glenn. And my favorite part was getting to go to, like, this may sound crazy in the summer, but going to school because we got to meet tons of kids we never met before.
Very cool. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Leanna. My favorite part of the trip would have to be just like all the pranks that we did on everyone. Inside joke, the magic conch. But yeah, I liked everything about it.
Fabulous. Well, thank you for sharing something that we're actually not going to cover in the meeting today. Okay? Yes.
Hi, my name's Alexa, and my favorite part of the trip was probably when we went to Tangalooma and got to feed the dolphins, because everybody there was just so nice, and the dolphins were beautiful.
That kind of makes me want to go feed the dolphins. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Emily Jansen, and I went on the Australian Adventures trip, and before that I went to France and England. And I think that my favorite part of all the trips is definitely the delegation manager, because if there's any problem whatsoever, she's like willing to help you, but she also becomes like your best friend, so it's awesome.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Amanda. Last year I went on the Australian Adventure program, and my favorite part was probably the full-on program where we get to learn about our inner selves and do activities that require teamwork, and I just thought that was my favorite.
Thank you. Two more alum.
Hi, my name is Leslie Aguilera. I went on the European Discovery trip last year with Amy and Jen and my alum, Nicole. My favorite part would have to be getting lost in Rome. We did a quest, and we didn't know anything, and we
Okay, wait, we have to stop for a minute, because you just told a whole room full of parents that you got lost. Were you with other people?
Yeah, you were in a group with like 6 other kids, and you went to find the Trevi Fountain, obelisk, the Spanish Steps, and it really helped us interact with the locals, and it kind of forced us to use what little Italian we knew, so it was interesting, yeah.
Okay, so you did not get lost all by yourself in Rome.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up. Okay, come on up.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I went on the trip with Leslie also, and I have to say my favorite part of the trip was probably the homestay. I mean, it was the scariest part of the trip at first, but then when you got to know the people you were with and how they live life and how different it was from yours, it really opened up my eyes and how other places in the world are different compared to the United States.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. We have a couple more alums, and then we're actually going to get to hear from the parents quickly.
My name is Jacob Miller, and I went on the Australian adventure trip last year. My favorite thing had to be the Great Barrier Reef, because Coral Reef is awesome.
Oh, and they're all whispering football for some reason, so we'll see what that's about after.
Hi, my name is Xander. I'm from Long Island, and my favorite part was seeing all the wildlife there, like the dolphins, the
kangaroos,
and the koalas, and we got the whole reptiles, like snakes and a baby alligator and stuff.
Wonderful. Thanks, Xander. And I think you're our last alum. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Riley, and my favorite part of the trip was rappelling down a 100-foot castle wall.
Clearly, that was one of the highlights. So could we please give these outstanding alumni a round of applause? All right, I'm going to have you walk that way very carefully. Can you walk behind the podium that way, down those stairs, and have a seat? And while they are very carefully stepping off stage, we're going to invite their parents up here. And one thing that I would like to say as the parents make their way down here is, at People to People, we ask the children to step up. We ask them to be out of their comfort zone. We ask them to represent themselves and their family, as well as their community, their country. And I think all of these students did an outstanding job of that. I don't know about you sitting there, but it takes a lot of courage to stand up and speak in front of hundreds of people. So great job. Now for the parents. All right, we've got to make this kind of quick or we'll be here all day. However, I'd like you, if you would, to really quick share something that you saw a change in your own child, or you saw something about him or her become more apparent in their character, or what they have done as a result of their trip on People to People, or quite frankly, admit to us how many times you checked Facebook, whatever it takes.
Oh God, that's a tough one for my daughter. She's pretty open, and she had a very, very good time. And when she came back here, I think the biggest thing is that her room is clean.
Nice.
Right.
Thank you. They learned to keep track of their stuff because mom and dad aren't there to follow behind them. Thank you.
Hi, my son has traveled twice with People to People. He was very young when he went the first time. He was in 5th grade, and he was very shy. And he traveled this summer again to Australia. He is not shy by any means. And he also, this is a life-changing experience for these kids. I would not miss this for the world.
Thank you very much.
My son traveled to Australia, and I think the biggest change I saw in him was I asked him to take a lot of pictures when he was there. And the first thing I asked him when he got back was, how many pictures did you take? And he said 60. And I thought to myself, only 60 pictures. But just the other night, I sat and I talked to him about his trip to Australia, and I could see the smile. And the eyes light up because I could see the memories forming and how they were going to stay with him. And all the things he did, the people he met, the things that happened, and just to realize it might be 60 pictures on his phone, but it's the lifetime of memories he has. That's what I saw change in him.
Thank you, and I bet he had more than 60 words to share with you about it. Yes, thank you, sir.
Hi, I'm Paul Hammond. Eric is my son. Very shy, Eric, but not so much anymore. So things have changed, and he learned what not to do with his laundry, and then he has to make sure that he gets to a dryer before he...
Thank you very much.
Hi, my daughter is Bianca. She traveled to Australia last summer, and the biggest change we saw in her when she came back was she had opinions that she was willing to now share with us, and had put some thought into what she wanted before she had come across and told us what her plans were. And she was offering to help more often, and was able to problem solve on her own better.
Thank you very much. Yes, let me step this way.
Hi, my son Xander traveled with us to Australia last year for the first time, and he received, they got these little awards at the end for most growth, and you really saw it. Everybody, he was so shy and scared to go. Up until he got onto the plane, he almost backed out on me. But traveling, he met so many people from upstate, from Albany. We're from the east end of Long Island, and he still keeps in contact and is looking forward to them. We had some of them over the summer when they got back, and it was just so amazing seeing him bloom.
Thank you. Excuse me. Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Joe. I had 2 older boys that both went on trips, one of them twice, and what I could tell you is it's really transformative. My middle guy went to England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and my biggest fear was the overnight stay at the family's, because he's a very shy kid, and it turned out to be his favorite part of the trip, and he kept in contact with them. So also for those of you concerned about safety, again, 3 trips into it, and I sleep very well when they're gone. They do a great job here.
And I bet your house is a little quieter. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Cassandra's mom. This is actually going to be her 6th trip. I have another child that traveled 3 times also. I would highly recommend the program. It makes the children very responsible. They have to take care of their money, their clothes, and it teaches them how to be a leader and not a follower. I would highly recommend it.
Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Linda Rose, and my daughter has soared in ways that I can't even imagine through this program. And looking at all your parents out there, I remember sitting there So just take it from someone who's been there. Like Alex said about escargot, I eat it. My daughter never ate it. She wouldn't have tried it unless she went on this program. So People to People also opened her up to different kinds of ethnic foods, as well as she loves government, and she got to meet a member of parliament, which she aspires to do government and political science later on. And at the end of this month, she will meet a Congressman Israel, and through the confidence she has grown through the program, she will hopefully also meet Hillary Clinton, but People to People has helped her form who she is today.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Christina. My daughter is Victoria. This is her third trip. We're going to South Africa this summer. 2 years ago, she was in England and France, and she decided to take French in school just from her experience of being in France. And it really makes them independent, strong individuals. And one thing I want to mention, their delegation manager was in from England. And it was amazing to see the bond that they still had 2 years later. And we got to take him, through Long Island. He had his first s'mores. So we were able to do for him what he did for our kids. And it was just really great. It really was.
It is about the relationships. Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
My name is Brian. That's my daughter Alexa right there. Say hi, Alexa. So everybody knows this is not scripted because I have no clue what to say right now. I would say that one of the biggest things I found with Alexa when she came back, she's a little more independent. The friendships that she made was fantastic. She was texting us and sending us messages while she was away because her bat mitzvah was 3 weeks later, and she got back and 20 of these kids showed up at her bat mitzvah too, which was nice but expensive. I'm a nurse. I'm very protective of my kids, and I felt very safe with her on the trip. The delegation manager posted lots and lots of pictures. All the other delegation members posted tons of pictures. We knew where she was every minute of every day, pretty much. And it was a great time, and I hope to send her again someday.
Thank you very much. Come on up this way, sir.
Hi, my name is Jim. My daughter is Una. And she's deliberately not looking at me right now. But in any case, she's always been kind of fearless, and this card showed up in the mail in August, and she has always wanted to meet other people and do things, but she hasn't always been that organized. And from the beginning of the program and throughout the program and now, it's all made her much more organized. She was the one that went online and found out about the program. She knew exactly when we had to be, wherever we had to be. And it was just, it's cool to watch her develop things that she has not always taken advantage of before because she's never been afraid to go places, but she now knows how to do things and organize herself. And so for me, it's like the organization. It's not the independence. It's like she's always been kind of independent. Just like now I don't worry about her independence as much because she's organized.
Now she's taking ownership.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And this gentleman you all sent not one but 2 kids last summer.
Yes. First of all, we wanted to say thank you to Tammy and all the leaders. They were great. I felt like we were there with the kids from all the pictures that they posted. So it's like we were there and being part of the kids' adventure.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, I drug you up here. You're here with another child.
Yes, but I got to tell you, my son is from Ossining. He's in the 10th grade. He traveled to Australia with People to People, entering into the 6th grade. So I'm here today because I have a 7th grader, Sydney, say hi, who is considering going. And the one thing I want to say to the parents is I was shy, I was afraid, just like all of you. The one thing I loved about it for my son was that the parents, you really do get together leading up to it. Like we did fundraisers to give to a charity from People to People. We had a pool party with all of the kids, and this is all leading to before we went to Australia. Also at the airport, I gotta be honest, I'm like some of the parents, I cried with my son. I sent him to Australia as a baby, and he came back a young man. So I'm very proud that he has experienced this, and I'm hoping Sydney can do the same.
Well, we look forward to having her. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Stacy Jansen, Emily Jansen's mom. I'm going to try not to embarrass her and not cry. I know, sorry. The sense of maturity and independence that she has acquired through this is amazing. I'm so proud of her, and the things that she comes back, the stories and the friendships and the experiences, and now she's got the bug. Like, that's it. Every year it's like, when's the next trip? When's the next trip? When's the next trip? She did England and France last year, this past summer, Australia, and it's just been a phenomenal experience for the parent and for the child. So if you can do it, please do it. It's definitely a thing to do.
Thank you. Got a couple left. Here we go.
Hi, my daughter Jennifer has completed 2 travel trips, and I have certainly enjoyed seeing her experience with the world grow, her independence grow, and her friendships grow. It's amazing. She has a lifelong friend in Rhode Island, and also most recently from this past year, from her homestay, a girl in Perugia, Italy. Lifelong friend, I know, for my daughter.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Stephanie. My son Jordan went on the Australia trip a few years ago, actually, not this past summer. At the time, he did it as a dare. He knew he needed to sort of, get out of his shell, and he was very scared to go. And leading up to it, they had the meetings, and he went. And I think all the way up until the airport that morning, he almost said, "Mom, I can't go, I can't go." And he got dressed, and we went, and I don't think he's ever looked back. He has friends that he still talks to all these years. He's in his second year of college. His college essay had to do with his trip to Australia and the things that he did. So he takes it with him everywhere he goes. I wouldn't trade it for the world. And a quick story, just for the parents that are nervous. I was terribly nervous. He was a good 2 years younger than everybody else in his group. And he was going all the way to Australia, which as a parent, oh my God, if something happens, you can't just show up there that night. What do you do? I think when they landed, it just turned out in our group that none of the calling cards worked, so none of the kids could call. But the leaders made sure that they called, they sent emails, we knew exactly where they were. And 2 days later, still no one had heard from their kids. As parents, you're all going to be part of an email chain, and you all talk to each other. And they actually changed the schedule. And when they went into Sydney, found an Apple store, and all the kids ran to the computers and sent emails to their parents. "Mom, the calling cards don't work, but we're just fine and we're having a ball. Talk to you later." And everybody felt good after that. It was actually a lot of fun. You really do feel like you're part of a community, a family, a group. It actually was great.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my son is Ryan Hickson, and I'm very proud he went on the trip. When he came off the plane, basically said it was amazing, fantastic, the best thing he ever did, and said that when he turns 80, he's going to have lots of great stories to tell. So, and he's going to go on another trip to the European Heritage. European Heritage.
Thank you very much. And last but not least.
Hi. My daughter is Alicia Scully. I wish I heard about people to people years ago. I'm a firm believer in world schooling our children, and I follow through with that every summer. Our children will learn more by going on these trips than they ever will in the 9 months in a classroom. My daughter came back more responsible, more organized. She does better in school. She excels more than she ever has in the 12 years that she's been with me. So I'm a firm believer in people to people.
Thank you very much. And at People to People, we talk about the kids stepping up. And in order for the kids to step up, the parents have to let go. So please join me in giving a round of applause to these parents for helping let go. Go ahead. Thank you very much. Thank you. So we have one other special guest to hear from, and her name is Juliana. She was a former student ambassador, and she is going to get you all extremely excited about your European Heritage Program next summer. So if you would join me, the lights are going to go down, and we are going to take a day-by-day look at your itinerary for the European Heritage Program.
Hi, I'm Juliana, a student ambassador alum from Idaho, and I'm here to tell you about an amazing 3-week adventure. I know because I've already traveled to 9 countries with People to People. Think, 19 days, a whopping 7 countries, and one awesome moment after another. Welcome to your European Heritage Program. It begins with a bang in London, one of the most sophisticated cities in the world, and the birthplace of Lincoln actor Daniel Day-Lewis, poet John Keats, scientist Michael Faraday, and don't forget, unmistakable clock tower, Big Ben. When I hear that chime sound, I am right back in London taking in the sights. You'll get to see them from an incredible viewpoint at the top of the world's largest Ferris wheel, the London Eye. Get your camera ready because everyone at home will want to see you soaring through the air with that beautiful skyline behind you, almost 500 feet above the sidewalk. That's like 64 of those adorable red phone booths stacked on top of each other. After looking down on England's capital with your head in the clouds, you'll hit the ground running for an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at its government with the current or former member of Parliament.
Well, a very great welcome to People, and especially to be able to welcome you here to the Palace of Westminster, where the House of Commons and the House of Lords sit in this historic place. We're delighted to be able to greet you once again.
I can tell you from experience, this isn't some quick photo op. It's a real and really educational session where you get to talk serious shop with an MP. For a country that's technically a monarchy, complete with handsome princes, it's amazing how similar our governments actually are. See, back when English rule was totally in the hands of the royals, dealing with unruly citizens often meant throwing them into jail in the ominous Tower of London. You'll explore the gruesome torture devices used on prisoners more than 4 centuries ago. Be sure to bring a camera and an appetite for world-class entertainment, because you'll spend the evening in London's West End, the equivalent of New York's Broadway. And you'll learn that choreography isn't just reserved for the British stage when you watch the changing of the guard ceremony at Buckingham Palace. The guards have marched just like this for generations. From there, it's on to France. Taking an overnight ferry is a special experience, not to mention the comfiest way to cross the English Channel. On the ferry, you're almost following the same route as General Eisenhower's troops in the D-Day invasion of World War II. You know what that means. You'll be in Normandy. Being right where D-Day happened will change the way you think about war. In Normandy, you'll have 2 opportunities that simply aren't offered to other guests. For one, you'll meet and talk with a surviving witness to World War II, who will explain how the French people held out hope for an end to Nazi occupation. At the Normandy American Cemetery, the final resting place of almost 10,000 young soldiers, you'll also have a unique chance to honor the fallen with a quiet ceremony. These visits can really give you a better understanding of why someone like President Eisenhower would dedicate himself to building a peaceful future after seeing so much human loss during his own World War II service in Europe. The local mayor or one of his representatives will even join you to offer an official welcome. It's an exclusive opportunity that will give you an idea of how important you are as an ambassador of peace and friendship. You'll see the sights that make Paris one of the world's most inspiring cities, the elegant Arc de Triomphe, and the amazing stained glass windows of the Notre Dame Cathedral. Picture it. From the moment you set foot in Paris, you'll be in places you've only read about or seen on TV. One of the best parts will come when you browse the artsy Montmartre district. This neighborhood fed the talents of countless artists, including Monet, Picasso, Van Gogh, so who knows? Your time in Montmartre might just inspire some new creativity in you. While you're in Paris, stop to explore one of the most luxurious palaces in the world. The Château de Versailles represents the height of the French king's power and excess. But the French Revolution changed all that. You'll also get to try some of the foods France is famous for, like quiche, crepes, or escargot. 1, 2, 3. Of course, there are 2 more must-dos before you leave Paris. Number 1, you guessed it, the Eiffel Tower. 2 elevators will carry you 900 feet to the top of the famed tower, and the views are something you have to see to believe.
I'm on top of the Eiffel Tower, and this is a life-changing experience. And I've always dreamed that I would be here once, so it's pretty awesome.
Then, for number 2, go hit the Louvre and see the Mona Lisa, and the Venus de Milo, and Winged Victory, and a whole lot more. That's because the Louvre is one of the most important and enormous art collections in the world. Say au revoir to France and head north to Belgium, birthplace of Belgian waffles, Belgian chocolate, and Gautier. Don't worry, you'll get to taste the waffles and chocolate freshly made in the local shops. A horse-drawn carriage ride is the most beautiful way to see the medieval city of Bruges, a town that looks much like it did 500 years ago. From there, make your way to the Netherlands. The Netherlands is a pretty remarkable country. You'll get to see windmills towering over the landscape when you bike your way through Kinderdijk, a beautiful 17th century windmill park. This is like a 2-for-1 introduction to the Netherlands, since bicycles are a huge part of Dutch life. Afterward, you'll be joined by Dutch students to share a picnic and share your cultures. It's a great chance to see this area through the eyes of a local. The Hague is home to some very stately mansions and embassies. It's also a place of government, where you'll see the beautiful Peace Palace, as well as the International Court of Justice, the main court of the United Nations. One unique part of the Dutch culture is their shoes. Wooden shoes, to be exact. You may not see them on the streets of Amsterdam, but for people who make their living on the land, these shoes are still super useful. They're hard enough to protect you from sharp objects or tools, keep you dry in puddles or mud, and the pointed toes even help fishermen haul in their nets. You'll have the very special chance to see wooden clogs being made by hand. Then, for a demonstration you can taste. The Dutch are also famous for their cheeses. Watch how they're made, then sample the finished product.
Okay, the smoked cheese was the best.
Awesome.
It was awesome.
This is the best birthday ever.
World War II becomes personal when you enter the Anne Frank Museum. Anne Frank was a Jewish girl who went into hiding with her family in Amsterdam when she was just 13. For the next 2 years, Anne recorded her life and her feelings in a diary. It's hard to believe that a girl who sounds so much like me and my friends could have been written off by others as something less than a person, a pest to be exterminated. When you read her words and see what she endured in the annex, I think you'll see only bravery. Then it will be goodbye Netherlands and Guten Tag Germany, where you're off to Koblenz, where you'll cruise past dozens of beautiful small castles on the sparkling Rhine River. You can see why so many of your favorite fairy tales came from Germany. These sites are tailor-made for happy endings. Your cruise takes you through some amazing history, so much that the area is actually preserved as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. One of the most unique things about people-to-people ambassador programs is the chance to make real connections with people from other cultures. People-to-people has been developing its own relationships around the world for 50 years. That's why you have access to opportunities that go way beyond the tourist experience. One of the best ways for you to truly connect with people across the globe is through the homestay. Don't worry, it's normal to be a little nervous about staying with a new family in a foreign country. I know I was, but soon you may be surprised to find that your homestay is one of your favorite memories. After a sad goodbye with your host family, head to Heidelberg, where you'll get to explore the vast ruins of Heidelberg Castle. Each section of the castle was built in a different style, which I guess makes sense, since rulers added onto the castle in almost every century since the 1200s. In Freiburg, you'll be at the gateway to Germany's famous Black Forest. In this eco-friendly city, you can pitch in to help preserve the environment, maybe by planting trees or clearing a riverbank. Freiburg's a great place to try some of the region's delicious dishes, like Käsespätzle, which might just be the best mac and cheese you've ever had. You'll also get in touch with Black Forest history at a cuckoo clock workshop. When they became popular here in the late 1600s, cuckoo clocks were a serious upgrade from the hourglass. They kept time better and longer, plus they gave craftsmen a chance to show off beautiful carvings on the clock case. Then we'll go where the hills are alive with the sound of music, to Austria. A local official will give your delegation a warm welcome to the Montafon Valley. In this beautiful resort area, you'll have an awesome time exploring the European outdoors. You'll get familiar with the forest in a fun geocaching game, and challenge yourself on a ropes course with your friends. Best of all, you'll get to glide down the mountain on a cool alpine coaster. Wrap up days of fresh air with some Austrian hospitality. Learn to make your own traditional cheese and enjoy great food and conversation at a dinner with local families. In your final country, Switzerland, experience some of the most beautiful landscapes Europe has to offer. Zurich's old world look fits perfectly against the backdrop of the snow-capped Alps. Even the sound of the city is beautiful because of the 1,300 fountains scattered through its streets. The journey goes so fast. You won't believe it's finally time to board your flight and head home. Now, just imagine. Next summer, you could be soaking in the art of the Louvre, bouncing in a buggy through Belgium streets, and discussing politics with an international lawmaker. I actually have a new perspective of the world, of other people, even of myself, because of people-to-people programs. I've been inside other cultures. I've learned that I'm more capable than I believed, and I have new friends and family on the other side of the globe. It's your time now. Take the first step and get ready for the world.
What I'd like to do right now is have you grab your boarding pass for this trip. And you're holding on to it right now. It's that blue application guide. This blue application guide is your boarding pass to this experience. And if you open it up on the first cover, on the inside cover, excuse me, we're going to review the 3 steps. The first one is your application. Now, if I could have your attention, because we have a lot of people in this room and I want to be really clear. We have 40 spots available on this local delegation. We already have a travel date because we've already had enrollments for those 40 spots. So your first step is to apply. You may do that online on our website. Those of you at home right now watching this, there is a click to enroll now button. You may do so right there on your computer. Your second option is you may call this 800 number, where somebody at our national office is standing by to answer questions and offer additional information. The third way, if you want to be quick and you want to get your application in right here and today, is the paper application that you will find in this book. You can complete that and hand it to me personally, and I will date and time stamp it so you are assured to have your selection of one of those 40 spots. Whichever way you choose to apply, whether it's online, over the phone, or using that paper application, there is a $3.99 deposit due, and that is the first payment towards your tuition of your program. The second thing, we need letters of recommendation. Students, listen up. This is your responsibility and your job, not your parents'. We need 2 letters of recommendation from current educators. That can be someone in your school this year, or it can be one of your previous academic instructors. I strongly suggest your teacher likes you and you did your homework for him or her. You are going to take those 2 letters of recommendation and 1 other letter of recommendation. That can be from a rabbi, a pastor, a coach. It can be from someone you've had a job with, a neighbor, someone that can attest to your character. Those 3 letters of recommendation will accompany you to your interview. That interview will take place with 2 or 3 other delegates that are hoping to travel on the same date as you. It will occur with the leader that will be traveling with you. For your convenience, we have interview sign-up times out in the lobby area. You can complete that white sticker on the front of your card and put that on the interview poster as you leave here today. Most importantly, you need to get your application in so that you can have your choice of traveling with this local delegation. If for some reason, after the interview, within 72 hours, you are not accepted into the program, your full deposit is refundable. So if this is not a good fit for you for next summer, your entire deposit will be credited back to your family. If you would please, turn to page 6. What you see on page 6 is an opportunity right along the bottom to put your pen to use. So if you could please take your pen. On the bottom left-hand corner, you see the departure airport. If you would please write in there, JFK. You will be flying round trip in and out of JFK. The next line says international airline surcharge. This is a charge imposed by the airlines for international flights. If you would please write in 516. 516. Finally, on that bottom line, you see optional insurance. While I'm not going to go into it in great detail here, what I do want to let you know is that we do provide insurance so that you can protect the investment of international travel for your child. There's more information about it in your application guide. Finally, what you'll see is everywhere People to People is traveling this next year. All 7 continents. If you would please look under the heading of Europe and look down to the European Heritage Program. Go ahead and put a star there. Juliana attempted to tell us specifically about this itinerary, as did I. However, if you are interested, you heard Tammy say that we have local delegations also traveling to Costa Rica as well as South Africa. If you look across the European Heritage line, it lists the 7 countries that you will be visiting next summer. It's a 20-day program, and you see a J and an H there. Of the hundreds of people we have sitting in the room here today, we have a junior high delegation that will be traveling and a high school delegation that will be traveling. You will not be traveling together. We travel junior high students with junior high and high school with high school students. Our travel dates have already been booked for next summer because we have that many students enrolled. So if you would kindly write June 30th to July 17th. June 30th to July 17th. And if you look right next to the J and the H, you will see the tuition at $64.99. That is essentially an all-inclusive pricing. And I want to talk to you about exactly what is included. If you would please turn the page. On this next page, you see what's included. So as we talked a little bit about in preparation, all your orientation meetings and your academic materials. In addition, your people-to-people travel gear. Part of our safety protocol is lanyards with your information on it and shirts while you travel. Following that is your round-trip airfare. In addition to your round-trip airfare is your transportation. That's planes, trains, private motor coach, even the overnight ferry. Yes, you get to go on an overnight ferry. It's pretty cool. Your accommodations. At People to People, we want to ensure that your child gets a good night's sleep. So everywhere they stay, they will have their own bed. They will be staying in hotels for the entire trip with the exception of their 2-night homestay in Germany, which, as you heard from some of the students and the parents, it was their favorite aspect of the program. In addition, 3 meals a day, which are done in conjunction with a pediatric dietitian to ensure that we're offering a variety, but enough protein to keep them engaged from roughly 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. All the activity fees, tipses, taxes, gratuities, your service learning certificate, which is going to go ahead and show that your students have done an international service project while on program. And looking ahead to the next page, this is what People to People's about. This is a high school transcript from the Washington School of World Studies that shows your child has had an international experience earning them high school credit. While this transcript can stand on its own, it can also accompany their high school transcript for their college selection and admission. We heard one parent talk about the content of her son's freshman essay being about his people-to-people trip. People-to-people student ambassadors who travel, 80% of them are accepted into the college of their first choice. The national average is 67%. I don't know where you want to go to school, but I did have a chance to talk to a lot of our alumni, and they have their eyes set on some pretty academically rigorous schools. Between the academic credit that you will earn on this program and the cultural intelligence that you will acquire while interacting with another family and meeting students at their school, you will fall into that 80% of students. Finally, if you flip through the application guide with me, you'll see our payment options are listed on the next page. And you'll see pages 13, 15, and 17 have those recommendation templates right there for you to go ahead and pull out on the perforated edge and turn in. And finally, you'll see our paper application. And again, if you wish to secure your spot, you can complete that right here and turn it into myself or one of the other teacher leaders. Finally, I want to call your attention to one other resource that we have in our Ambassador magazine. This is a publication that we do each year annually to highlight different students from all around the country that have traveled with us. And inside, you'll see a yellow insert. It's actually more of a gold color. I refer to it as a golden insert because the ideas are golden. These are tried and true ways that students just like you have contributed into their international experience. Take a look through that. And finally, on the back of that magazine is one of our outstanding contests we have right now. I like to put this one up because it's really funny and fun, and our marketing department has a great time with it because kids all over the world send in these, what we call split face pictures. And there's a spot right for you to download them, and it doesn't have to be from the destination that you're traveling to, but you can go ahead and download that picture, make it a split face and submit it, and guess what the prize is? Your full tuition. Each month, we have multiple scholarship and contests that are running, so certainly make sure that you take advantage of those different P2P payyourway.com contests. So finally, we've covered a lot of information, and we've heard from many people. Outstanding alumni, outstanding leaders. But now I'd like to ask every single student in the room to stand. Don't worry, I'm not going to call you up here. I promise. Wow. So students, congratulations on being here. Congratulations on taking the right steps and making the right choices to earn you a position right here in this room. And I'll ask you, today, as you get in the car to head home, don't assume your parents know why you want to go on this trip. Don't assume they know what you're willing to do or why you want to do this. Talk to them about it. Tell them why you want to be a student ambassador next summer. Why do you want to go to Europe for 20 days? What do you want to learn? And moms and dads in the room, thank you very much for being here today. By you showing up with your child, you're showing them that they are a priority. I appreciate your time. I'm grateful that you're here, and I look forward to seeing your application come across. If you have any questions, please come see me after the meeting. Join me in a round of applause for these outstanding future ambassadors. Thank you very much.